Today we're in the presence of greatness, a legend, whose father also is a legend. How legendary is that? Welcome to the Legends Kraal, Sandy.
Thank you so much, Tata.
What a day
Yeah.
to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, what a moment of joy to have you here.
Thank you so
You
much.
know,
yeah.
and we can feel it. You know, that greatness is around, is here with us, and it's compelling for us to salute you, say you've done wonderfully well. You know, your footsteps are huge, and everybody can see. You know, you've broken the glass, you've made us proud in so many ways. Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's awesome being here. I know I've been giving you guys the runaround, but eventually I'm here, and I'm so honored to be here today.
Thank you very much. You know, anyone has got a start. You know, that start, you start somewhere, and you've got a family, you've got friends, you know, you believe in certain things in your life, you know, joyous, some of them, they give you pain, you know. But here we're talking about, you know, ordinary things with an extraordinary individual. Yeah, extraordinary in truth and correct. Who's Zanele Mdodana? Who is she? Who are you? Who are you? Who is this beautiful woman in front of us?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm the last born of my parents. Mama no Tata. We're 4 girls in the marriage.
Yes.
But obviously we're quite a big
Big family.
family.
Yes.
Yeah, and delight Lamiki because my sisters are much older than me.
Yes.
And I'm also a mom.
Wow.
To a 17-year-old boy.
Yes. Uzuko.
Uzuko.
Uzuko lwethu.
Uzuko lwakhe.
Uzuko lwakhe. Okay, I
yes.
see.
God's glory, yeah.
Oh, yes.
And I'm a sports lover. I'm a person that in sport.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, from Otabawo, from my aunts and my dad's side of the family specifically. And yeah, Eastern Cape born, proud Umxhosa, and yeah.
Local as lekker.
Yes, yes. And yeah, I'm just somebody who believes in identifying my purpose, and I'm a firm believer that, you know, purpose is not what you do, but purpose is what happens to others when you do what you do. You know, so the woman that really prides myself in living as authentically as myself as I possibly can.
Yeah, that's fair. You know, when you are living a life you're living, it's fair. You say you want to be very much organic or authentic, so to speak. You know, growing up with siblings, it's always a challenge. You know, siblings, you know, they're, you know, you can't put a foot wrong. You're corrected. Where's where they're the lat lamiki, as you say, you know, coming, you know, from a big family. Most of us will come from these big families. And then your influence in sport, I believe you started at 10 at Blue Water Bay Primary School.
Yeah.
You know, can you take us back to that
yeah.
moment you identified that you
Yeah.
have this child has got the talent?
Something, yeah. You know, it's such a life-changing story and experience for me because I had a teacher, Mrs. Zola, because I was an athlete. I played tennis. I also played netball, and I remember we played our first netball game against the school, Woma West here in Woma, and we lost that game, like 8-4, and I was the shooter. Wow. And I missed all those shots. Yeah, oh my goodness. And my teammates were crying.
Yeah.
They were like, yo, Zanele, kisile, you know. I just said to my teacher, listen, I'm not going to play the sport tonight. There's just too much pressure, you know.
Heart-wrenching.
Yes, and she said to me, I will never forget those words. She said to me, you're not going to stop playing because I believe that one day you'll be a star.
Wow.
And she saw in me what I never saw in myself, and she believed in me. And I've been fortunate in my journey to have coaches and teachers that have believed in me so much and have not wanted me to waste my God-given talent. So they've held my hand, they've journeyed with me, and they've walked this path. And it basically, it was blessings, you know, to have abantu who really just support you. And to think about it, they weren't getting paid to do that.
Yeah.
The only payment that they actually received was to see me ultimately get to where, you know,
They saw greatness in
greatness
you.
in me,
Something you
yeah.
didn't see. You know, you
Yeah.
questioned yourself whether, do I have it?
Yeah.
And then they said on the other side, this girl has got it.
And also the beauty about it wasn't just them seeing it, but them making sure that they journey with me.
Yeah.
They walk with me. They take me to trainings. They encourage me. They push me. At times I would feel that, oh, it's a little bit too much.
Too much, yeah.
But in hindsight, you look back and you go back and you thank them, you know. And I've had that blessing of having people who really supported me. And obviously my parents, you know, very key in my growth, especially taking consideration that I had my son when I was like 24, and I was still at my prime. And I still remember Mama saying, we're not going to force you to stop playing. Continue playing. We'll take care of the child. We'll assist you in bringing him up, you know. So I'm really blessed with a family and a group of friends and mentors that just pour in, you know. They pour into me. So, yeah.
Talking about your mother. Oh, what a beautiful lady she was.
Yes.
May her soul rest in peace.
Thank you.
Mrs. Vivi.
Thank you.
You know, and I can even now, those words resonate in my ears saying that, Zanele, you've got it. You have to move on, my child. That encouragement from a parent. When you think about her, how emotional do you feel?
Yeah, I'm like trying to keep my tears back now.
You know, because she was such a beautiful woman, you know, and a steadfast woman, you know, a great individual, a housewife with all these kids, and a steady hand
Yeah.
to make sure that the children, there is something happening, their futures, they've got a platform from for their futures.
Yeah, mom is something else. Very smart, beautiful. I was coming here and I looked at my hands and I thought, oh, my mom was very particular about not having chipped nail polish on your on your hands and your feet, and you always, you know, you don't leave the house if okavas, you know, even if you're going to the shop,
You have to wash.
She was a lady. Mama woke
lady.
at 4:00 in the morning, beautiful. Somebody who her priority in life was us,
Yes.
her children, and I say this because I've got a son, yes, but Uzugo calls my mom Mama.
Yes.
Because Umama is the person that wrapped her arms around that boy and laid such a solid foundation and instilled values in him that he's now living true to, you know.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yes, and I if I had a wish, it would be wish to see Umama here, you know. I mean, next year uzugo uyoluka indoda.
Yes.
Mama would
supposed to.
Mama, yeah, I can't tell you. You know, so but we've had long life with her.
Yes.
And she laid the foundation for us. She supported us. And also she simile, you know, all of us are in a place where, and I'm sure she's proud to see us still living true to the values.
She was always in mint condition, well dressed.
Yes.
Whether she's wearing the church uniform or she's wearing her own clothes, always, you know, beautiful lady.
You know, but just on that, Umama was always that person who stuck to one thing that worked. She had a skin that you could dream of. Because she always used to say, stop these things of changing face products and stuff. Stick to one thing, you know. And she was to wear red door when it comes to perfume.
The perfume.
That's all she wore, you know. And such a beautiful woman, very strong,
yes,
and assertive, but in a quiet demeanor. But umzalinyan.
Yeah. parent. Of course, you still have your
My
parent.
dad, yeah.
You're very fortunate to have umchini. They call him umchini or chinchayo, unwinayo. He was given
You
that
guys would
nickname.
know those
He was given
those
that
names
nickname
in rugby.
when he was Nwinayo. Is the reason why he was given that name. Whoever he tackled, will wins, and then because he was a hard tackler, your father, they gave him the name Nwinayo, and then they gave him the other one Umjin. Another brilliant individual, a rugby legend, true and true. Your father.
Yeah, Daddy. Yeah, that guy is my hero. A man who from so little to be able and carry all of us and make sure we go through university,
yes.
and just have solid foundations, and we are fortunate to have had our parents married until mom passed. 50 years.
Wow.
They married, yes, and it wasn't always glitz and glamour, but to have that support of both parents is something you can't substitute.
No.
And my dad is a strong man. He's a warrior. He's a protector of his children. We are priority to him, and absolutely so fortunate that he's still alive. He's going to be 83 or 83 now on
Somewhere
the 6th
there.
of December.
Yeah.
So, and he's still looking good.
He looks good,
And he's
good.
still doing his thing, and he always just says, he's just asking God just to keep him until he sees those gazuko follow through.
Okay.
Yes. So love my father so much, and we are blessed to at least still have a parent, and he's in good health. Utitla has really blessed him with good health.
I phoned the other day looking for you, but I realized that your father was there also. I looked for him, always look for him, because he was my neighbor. Your grandmother, Mam Gosh,
Yes.
Lasai, Efunde, in New Brighton, where he grew up. And then I phoned, and then I said, "Where's Zanele?" No, they said, "No, she's asleep." And then, "Ella, what are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm making food for who? For Zanele." I said, "Why are you making food for Zanele?" So my mom said, Zanele must never cook.
It's true. It's true. It's so true. It's so true. Like,
even today.
And that is the challenge, because now I can't cook. I'm 41 and I can do a mean breakfast, but lunch, the main meals, supper. Oh my word, no, I fall short. And so I think that also speaks to why I'm single as well. I'm joking.
No, you always buy takeaway and pretend
It's
as
so
if
bad.
you have
It's
cooked.
so bad. And my sisters and my mom, they really, really spoiled me.
I believe so. You are spoiled rotten. Let's put it.
For sure.
And everybody, as a last born, they made sure that you are comfortable. Your father called you, Otlo, and then your mom called you Zozo.
Yeah.
Oh, they resonate so well, those nicknames, and then when you think about your mom calling you Zozo, you feel good.
Oh, I can, I still have this video on my phone. It was the 28th of June, because I was living in Stellenbosch, so I'd come down. This is 28th of June, 2021. I'd come down, and my mom loves shopping. Mama doesn't want you to, mustn't have a tight purse. Your purse must be open, free.
Open-ended.
So when I said to her, "Listen, let's go shopping." So we went to William Moffat, and she was pushing this trolley. I still have this video. I took a video of her pushing this trolley, and I'm like in front of her, and then she says, "Oh, Zozo, my baby. Thank you, my baby." Because I just said to her, "Buy whatever you want," And that's what made my mom happy. Doesn't want you to be stiff when it comes to the finances. And I can hear that voice, and and I also know that she's watching over us, and she's just, guiding us in everything that we're doing.
Blue Water Bay, these teachers mentoring you, walking the walk with you. There you went. Thereafter, you went to Victoria Park. Ha!
Yeah.
You started playing there.
Yes.
Was it under Vermaak?
It was under Hollely.
Hollely.
Yeah.
Yes, Vermaak was not the principal, not
No,
yet there.
no, he was the deputy.
Deputy principal
Yes.
there. Yes. Just give us
Yes, I went there, grade 8, Mrs. McLeod, Victoria Park. Mrs. McLeod was also my accounting teacher.
Yes.
But she was also my netball teacher.
Wow.
That woman, till today, I mean, it was just now during the June exams, she took my son for tutoring sessions
Yes.
in accounting, and she said, I'll do this, I'll make sure that he's sharp, you know, when it comes to, and that's the kind of relationship we have. That woman loved me, loves me still, believed in me, and just encouraged me to be the best I can be. I remember being in the first team in grade 8, standard 6.
Sure.
Yes, and I remember those matrics. I won't mention their names, and they were like, "Whose position do you think you are here to take?" I'm like,
you were parachuted straight to the first
straight
team.
to the first team.
Wow.
And it's not normal, right? Because it could be premature.
Yes.
And you could end up not really enjoying it in the long run. But the support, I wasn't always played. I was just there when, you know. But according to Mrs. McLeod, that's exactly where I was supposed to be. So I had her as a powerful support system at school, even from an academic perspective as well. Victoria Park, and then from there, because I was playing for my school and I was representing the province, I then got identified by P Technicon.
P Technicon, yes.
And then they offered me a bursary to play netball. And because I was also studying sport management, it made sense, you know. And then I went from P Tech to Nelson Mandela because we then merged.
Yes.
Yeah, so, yeah.
You know, you are a woman of many talents. I believe you can sing also. Although...
Oh my goodness, no, I can't. But I sing.
Yeah.
I sing nonetheless.
Can you belt out just one
No
song for
ways.
us? You know, so that people have never listened to you singing. You know, some of us sing in the shower.
Yeah.
Some of us sing in the.
Nah, I sing. Nah, I love to record myself, and my sisters are like, "Why are you doing this?" I said, "Girl, I will do this because I enjoy it, whether I can sing or not. I know I can't sing. I really know I can't, but I just love to sing."
Any song you can belt out now, so that you can just have a copy taste,
no,
so
I
that they
can't.
can be jealous wherever they are.
No, I won't. No, it's fine. This one is gonna go too wide and far. I just don't want it to have a negative effect on my reputation at this stage. No,
It will dent your reputation.
I'll leave the singing to the singers. Yeah.
Yeah. Are they still teasing you about you not having that talent to sing?
They don't stop, even the talent to dance. And I say, it doesn't matter. Oksala, I'm going to move. Whatever. If I want to move, I'll move. And I also say, you can't have it all, you know? You can't have the sport, the singing, the dancing, everything, you know? So, yeah. But I just keep myself entertained, so.
Yes. Your strides, you know, they're very wide and then far-reaching and very quick, you know, because of your talent. You know, and then you became the player here at P Technicon. You said so, and Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
You know, you were identified thereafter to Southern Netball, you know, team. How was it? For the first time you were called and then given that opportunity.
Yeah, so I represented South Africa under 16, under 19, and then under 21, and then in the senior team. So I got into the senior team in 2005. That was just when we just got back from the World Youth Cup in Miami. So I've been in the team since 2005, and I retired in 2015. Yeah, I'll never forget my first cap and just putting on that Protea on my chest and that dress, you know, and just realizing
Both
that
of your parents were still alive then.
yes, both my
Yes.
parents still alive, and
Yeah.
they also had the opportunity to watch me play live for the first time when we played here at Nelson Mandela Indoor. We played England,
Yes.
and we beat England for the first time in like 12 years.
Wow.
And my parents always knew I played. They always heard, but they've never really seen me.
Yes.
So that day it was so beautiful that, my family could be there to witness this physically, you
Yeah.
know. And yeah, so I've played since I was 10 and I've never looked back. And represented my province and then ultimately South Africa at the end.
At the end. And then you made a huge stride again. And then you did something so unprecedented. You became the first female head coach of the Matties netball team.
Don't forget the black
The
head
black
coach.
side of it, black coach.
The black side of
the
it,
Matties, yeah. And then you,
that
it was incredible. After 27 years, you won something, the shield for them.
Yeah,
Just take us on that journey.
Sure. I'll never forget, it was 2016, around about November, and I got a call and they were looking for a head coach for the Marty's Netball high performance program, but they wanted on a full-time basis. At that time, I was still working at Nelson Mandela University as a sport manager. I remember sitting with my boss, Stephen Thomas, and being like, "Sir, I've just gotten this call." And remember, I've never left PE. I've always lived here. This was my comfort zone, home, everything. And he said to me, but I also knew that I didn't want to be an office-based person, pushing paper and writing reports and all that kind of thing. I wanted to be a little bit out in the sun, And then I said to him, I'm going to take this leap of faith. I'm going to go. And it was very supportive. But I also remember many people discouraging me, are you sure you want to go to Stellenbosch?
Wow.
You know where you're going, the environment, Afrikaans environment, how you going to cope.
And who's going to cook for you there?
But fortunately, I lived at the academy, and the academy, they obviously cater. Yes,
did everything
for me.
Yeah.
And I took that leap of faith, I was faced with the fear, but I also chose to lean into courage and just say, I'll never know what I'm capable of. And I've always wanted the challenge of being a coach, and I knew that when I hang up my boots, my netball techies, I'm going to coach.
Yeah.
So I took the challenge head on and went there, struggled my first 2 years. It was the most,
was it
tough.
Is it about the change you experienced
the change,
there?
yes.
And then
the structures, yes.
Suspicion that, can she do
it?
That
was
because
it.
the previous one couldn't.
Yeah.
And who is she?
Who is she?
Who is she?
You know it all. Yes, definitely. Also because I didn't know anybody there. So I'm in a different environment. I don't even know where is it safe to go, where is it not safe to go. I dined by myself a lot of nights, but I spent a lot of time coming back home almost every weekend because I was just like, I want something familiar as well,
Yeah.
But also, I've never had a head coach position before, so there was a lot of doubt. But the backing that I got from the management to say, listen, we believe in you, we're going to support you, tell us what you need, and we'll provide that for you, so that we want to set you up for you to succeed, And I was fortunate to be able to pick my own management team and the people I wanted around me, so I could, journey with people that shared the same vision.
Yes.
And they knew that it would require a lot out of them as well to ensure that we can achieve this. A lot of naysayers, that's what you expect.
That's how you broke the stereotypes.
Stereotype that you actually can, because success is not necessarily associated with someone that looks like me.
Yeah.
So you actually had to prove yourself beyond unreasonable doubt.
Yes.
That and having the players buy in, understanding the culture. You have to understand the culture. You have to understand the person, the people you are dealing with. Before they are netball players, they are people, and they come from different backgrounds. And not everybody they might be from Western Cape, but there's different levels of Western Cape.
Yeah, they are.
So you had to understand the black child, you had to understand the Afrikaans child, you had to understand the colored kid, you know. And for me, what was important,
And they were coming from different backgrounds also.
and different areas.
Yeah. And some only spoke one language.
Yeah.
So there were barriers all over.
Yeah.
You have to dismantle so you can find this winning formula.
And what we did, we created an environment that is very inclusive, where people are, I'm very much about being authentic and be you, you know, unapologetically you, but understand that you are operating in an environment where this environment is governed by values, team values. Yeah. No one is exempted. No one can deviate. You don't negotiate the values.
Template is there.
Yes. And
stick to it.
And the values, you are the one that put those values on the table. You know, so it's not that somebody is pushing them down on you. You contributed towards that. And that was one of the recipes to our success, was that we built a winning culture that is laid on a foundation of team values. And those values were what governed everything we did. Yeah. And the values picked our team for us. The moment you deviate from them, it spits you out, you know. Yes. It spits you out. And I mean, you're dealing with players that have got personal object dreams of playing for South Africa. You're also dealing with players that have got academic pressure. Yes. It's tough to study in Stellenbosch because the academic demand is so massive. Yes. So to find that balance between high performance sport and academics is important. So we had to create a system that worked to make sure that our players could do both and do it well.
Seamlessly, yes.
And do it well. Because ultimately, priority is for them to study and pass and get their degrees and all of that. So, we did wonderful things there. The support was great. Of my team specifically, you know, and I still remember the former Minister of Sport, I won't mention him, he phoned me, he's like, hey, Levi, what's this I'm hearing? Going to Stellenbosch. So figure when's Ndoni, you know. I was like, trust me, I'm gonna change the narrative, you know. Yeah. But nothing could have prepared me for what I experienced there, but also I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change a thing, because I learned so much about who I am and what I can take and what I can't, how relentless and resilient one must be if you really want to achieve anything, but also understanding that I might be the first, but I'm not the last. Yes. And that there's many coming after me that can now build on a foundation that is quite solid.
Your assertiveness, you know, gave us the fruits we're talking about now. These low-hanging fruits we're talking about now. Your greatness, your legendary status. You achieved something that's so unprecedented there. After 26 years. Can you talk to us about that achievement? The varsity shield.
Yeah, that was amazing. So I got there in 2017, and then 2018 we actually got our first USA medal. It was a bronze, because there's two competitions at a university level. It's USA and varsity netball. And it was like, wow, okay.
People started opening
their eyes. Okay, and actually our program is working. There might be a few things we need to tweak, take away, add, but we are onto something here. And then 2019 was by far one of our best years, because we were in finals in both competitions, but lost in those finals. And then 2020, it was the COVID, so no sport.
No sport, yes.
2021, we played varsity netball, and we went into the final unbeaten. Sure. And then we lost in that final. And in that moment, I'll never forget, that's when I also lost mom in 2021. And I said to my team, guys, we've got this, but there's something that is just making us not cross that finishing line first, you know. What is this ingredient that's missing? So we went back, looked, you know, took our program apart and kept a lot of the things the same. And we found a solution that we need to be a team that can play both ways. And at that time, no team in South Africa at a university level was able to have all 7 players strong on attack and all 7 players strong on defense. Wow. It was always like attackers attack, defenders defend. but we played both ways. So we had to up our intensity when it comes to our training program, our strength and conditioning program, to be able to last, to play that way. And 2022, we were unbeaten. Nobody even came close to us. We won both USA and varsity netball back to back.
Wow.
It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. And that was the first time in 27 years that Marty's won a USA gold.
Sure.
And it was the first varsity netball trophy that they've won. And then they said we can't do it again the following year. And then we went in 2023 and we won USA again. You know, so I've had an unbelievable run there.
Yeah.
And what it revealed to me is that it's not about the best people.
Yes.
It's about the right people.
The right people.
And putting those right people on the right seats in the bus. Mm-hmm. Everybody's got to know what their tasks
Yes.
are, you know, and leave people to do what they do, you know, and create that partnership and
give them space to express themselves.
Yep.
Yeah. Give them space to express
Yeah.
themselves. Remember, these are the youngsters.
Yeah.
All of them they've got dreams and ambitions to be there.
100%. And you know, in 2019 we had the best team. And then I realized that the best team is not necessarily the team that's going to win you championships. Mm-hmm. It's the right team with the right players. And the right players are those people that don't negotiate the values. Yeah. And when the going gets tough, they fall back, you know, to the standard of those values. Mm-hmm. So those some of my learnings in that environment, you know, and I've packed quite a heavy bag of a lot of wisdom and nuggets, and I'm carrying it now with me where I am with the Spa Proteas.
Bravo. You know, kudos.
Thank you.
Kudos all the way to you. You know, you're talking about values, going back to those values when you find yourself entangled in so many ways. You know, as a captain, I used to say to my team when we were confronted with an opposition that was stiff, you know, I would say, let's go back to the basics. Yeah. You know, the fundamentals are the ones that will make you to succeed. And because that floor is solid, it reminds you all the time, tick the boxes and then you'll succeed. You know, that's basically what you did there.
100%.
And then whilst you were there, you know, winning all these USASA, winning all these championship, you know, medals, and everybody, even the doubting Thomases now.
Yeah.
You know, all of a sudden, you became, you know, the household name, and this, you know, head coach has done wonderfully well. And then what happened to the minister? Did he phone you and said, what are you doing there? Didn't he?
No, he didn't.
He didn't call.
He didn't. He actually just, because he stopped being the sport minister and became something else. But when I see him, he always says, hey, you are brave. I never thought you were going to be able to do it. But he was still very proud of the fact that, you know, I got there and we did something special.
I think it was out of concern more than anything else.
Yes, no, 100%.
You know, knowing full well, you know, some of the universities, you know them very well. You know, they were steeped in different cultures and traditions and also languages. And then when you go there, you find yourself overwhelmed. He was afraid that you'll be overwhelmed by such culture and tradition and language barrier. Yeah. How good are you in Afrikaans?
I'm very good in Afrikaans. That was the one
baie
thing.
Dankie.
Baie dankie. Ek kan baie goed Afrikaans praat.
Hallelujah.
No. So that was never an issue for me. And I mean, because I played, I mean, there were times when I was in a team where I was literally the only black child. Yeah. And everybody around me spoke Afrikaans. So I could only speak, I was literally... I had no choice but to speak Afrikaans, you know, in order to be able to communicate.
That's the medium of communication.
Yeah, so you know. Grew up and I understand it, I speak it, and my players, and that was the beauty about it, is that in this inclusive culture we established, they could also, they didn't have to throw away their language.
No.
Speak your language, express yourself so that you can
and
be
love
comfortable.
It. Love your language.
Yeah, it was really amazing. And
don't be shy. to speak your
be
language.
proud
Yeah,
of your
absolutely.
language, And even with me, I remember the one time we were playing here in PE. So we landed at the airport. We got the buses. I said to them, listen, I want to take you guys somewhere quickly. So I took my team, got them in the bus, took them to Bright, where I grew up,
Yes.
where I was born. But
Yeah.
I took them, I phoned a friend of mine, Zanele, at that time. I said, listen, he was owning a Chisanyama place there. I said,
Yes,
listen,
yeah.
I'm bringing my team.
Yeah.
Make us meat and, steam
Yeah.
bread and whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
whatever. Then I drove them to my grandmother's house and I said,
Oh,
listen, Efunde.
Hey.
And they were like, coach, is this where you come from? I said, yeah,
Yeah.
this is where I come from.
Yeah.
So we went to New Bright, we sat there, we ate meat, and they were like, wow. And they were like, are we safe here? I'm like, of course you're safe. Nothing's going to happen, And I drove them around and I said to them, just to guys give you an understanding of where it started for me. Where am I,
Yeah.
And that's what we built there.
Yes.
I mean, now I would go to some of their functions where they soki, lang arm, and I learned how to, I learned all of that, learned how to jazz.
Yeah.
It opens you up as a person,
Yeah.
and you
broadens it.
grow.
Yes.
And you really begin to understand.
And you embrace other cultures.
people.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You do.
So I'm better off.
Absolutely.
By it, yeah.
You go back to Funde, when you step into the gates, no thoughts about Zizwe Mdodana,
Totally.
the great netball player.
Yeah,
because, your aunt was unbelievable.
Yeah. Apparently, I hear she was.
She was awesome.
Yeah.
I've seen her playing netball. You didn't have the opportunity,
to do
unfortunately.
it,
A tall, more or less same structure, same more or less everything. Your aunt.
They say I got that from her.
When they release stories about her, what do they say about her? Your father, especially.
They say she was. Yesterday I actually met somebody said to me, "Isn't your mother the one that was the principal at Kawen?" And I was like, "No, what about?" They're like, "Yo, so strict, so strict."
Yeah.
They say she was. Obviously, we know Dabao being very kind, but she was tall in stature. Very strong, a lady.
Energetic.
And a lady. We called her lady.
Yeah,
That's how we called her, everything, the finer things, and also the life of the party at the same time as well, So she lived that balanced life, if one can put it that way.
Yeah.
And then Tata always says she was just absolutely brilliant when it came to netball. So
yeah, she was brilliant and very tall. And also she was a shooter.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
She was a shooter. Okay. Yeah, she's tall, long legs.
Yes.
I think your father might have influenced him to take your mother because the color of the skin.
Yeah.
The color of the skin said, I wanted something close to my sister. Yeah. And you had Ulasai also.
Yes,
Nasai.
Yeah,
your uncle.
I look more like him though.
You look like, he's a tall guy also.
Yeah.
I played rugby with him at Cowan, and I played rugby with him at Spring Rose.
Oh, wow.
And I played rugby with him at Kwaru.
Okay.
Yeah, Ulasai. Yeah, we grew up together. Same street. It's a short street, Ifunde.
It's very...
But it had a lot of good people, a lot of potential, highly talented individuals. When you look at that street. There you are, enjoying yourself, winning these shields and trophies at Stellenbosch. There were eyes that were looking, who is this Zanele Mdodana? Your achievements. South Africa came calling.
Sure, I'll never forget that. I was actually in Saudi Arabia. I had gone there to start netball that side. And I was in bed watching Netflix, and then I got a call from President Cecilia Molokwane, and she said to me, "Listen, I'm appointing you as the assistant coach of the SAPA." What? How did that happen, And she said, we're going to announce, so SuperSport will call you to do like a video so that we can play it on the day or whatever. I couldn't believe it because I was still contemplating to stay in Saudi for another 3 years and all of that. And it was like almost like a full circle moment for me, you know, to think about where I started as a 10-year-old and now I'm sitting on the coaching bench of the Spa Proteas, you know,
Sure.
having a very good understanding what it means to wear that dress
Yes.
and have the hopes of your country on your shoulders, you know. So so I'm coaching there with Jenny van Dijk, and Jenny and I obviously were, because she was at Dix.
Tall.
She was at
Jenny
Dix.
van Dijk.
Yeah, she was at
Yeah.
Dix, the coach of Dix. I was
Yes.
coaching Marty, so we were
Yes.
always on opposite
Opposite
sides, you
sides,
know,
yeah.
very competitive, dynamic coach. So we're working together now, and we really want to come up with the South African way of doing this thing, of playing this game, you know. And we've got Commonwealth Games next year, World Cup 2027. So
Is
that
it coming back to South Africa again, World Cup?
not anytime soon. The World Cup now in 2027 is going to be in Australia.
Or what year was it? Yes,
2023, yes.
It was here in South Africa, yes.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
was magical. It was in
Yeah,
Cape
oh.
Town. Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
watched
was
some of the
magical.
matches, yes.
Yeah. So for us, it's really, we currently ranked 5th in the world now. So we want to really start shattering that ceiling and that
Yes.
door and just, you know, break through,
Yes.
at least to make sure that we are podium contenders. So a lot of work is being done behind the scenes, you know, to equip ourselves and our players for that standard, yeah.
Yeah. Who's the top four? Is it Australia,
It's
New
Australia,
Zealand?
New Zealand, Jamaica, England, and
England.
us, yeah.
Jamaica is playing well also.
Yeah,
And
Jamaica-
always they give us a run for our money all the
Yeah,
time.
the thing is, they
Wha-
such,
Yeah.
I don't want to even say this word, but like freaks of nature. They so athletic and built so strong, but also most of their players are playing in the Australian league.
League, no wonder.
So they
wonder.
are professional players. They are doing that for living,
Yeah.
you know, and because they've got those genes of
Yes.
being tall. I mean, they've got 2 towers. They're like 2 meters in the shooting circle. I mean,
They stand, they don't jump.
Jump just.
Even the hand is
Yeah.
not,
It
extended.
doesn't
too-
it doesn't
just-
extend. Yeah,
yeah,
just pop it in.
Pop
you know?
it in. Yeah, there you
So
go.
and we have to find ways to counter that height.
Yeah.
You know.
Can't
so-
we go to a lab somewhere and
Ish.
produce
I'm
these
telling
tall
you.
ladies,
I'm telling you.
find, and then who's doing the scouting for you or trying to find the kind of team you're looking for?
Yeah.
Because it won't take a year, it will take many years, to
yeah.
find the talent.
Yeah.
It won't be in one area, it will be all over. Because I see it, netball is played in some of the schools, but you find out unlike what you're telling me now, that most of these girls who are playing, they're short. Short, quite a number of them that are short. And there are very few girls that are tall.
Yeah, but it's also another thing to have height, but height that is static and not movable is not really.
Flat-footed.
Yeah, the difference with them is that they're tall but they're agile.
Yes.
They jump, they move.
Yeah.
That body,
Athletic.
very athletic, very, very athletic. So that is definitely a challenge for us, but it makes us to become creative then, to find ways of how to, and find strategies of how to actually make sure you stop that ball before it gets into those tall shooters, So it makes coaching challenging but exciting, because then you need to think outside of the box, even though there's no box, but you've got to come up with ways of how you're going to counter them.
You are in Saudi Arabia, and then how's netball there? Remember the culture and tradition is very rigid.
Yeah, it's growing now. There's a friend of mine that I went with, Undabi Singh, so she's continuing with that there. They didn't know netball at all. They only knew basketball. So we were literally starting from scratch with regards to teaching them the positions, the basics, going to the different schools. And I'm following their page, so I'm seeing that there's a lot of growth and progress now. They've ventured into universities, they've got clubs that they've established, so there's big growth. The thing is, we want netball to become an Olympic sport, So if you want to become an Olympic sport, you need participation, you need numbers.
Yes.
We already got males that are playing. They've also got a World Cup now that's coming up. So, but we need other countries, not just the Commonwealth countries, to play netball.
Play the netball.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, but we're gunning for 2032 for the Olympics.
The Olympics. How far are we here in Africa or Southern Africa with netball? Because going to Saudi Arabia is something else. But how far are we? Because as Africans,
Yeah.
now we're a massive lot.
Yes.
And we've got the height
Yeah,
we're talking about in
yes,
Africa.
yes,
And then
yes.
how far are we to,
No.
to tick those boxes?
Yeah, you see the challenge with us, I mean, we're number one. South Africa is number one in Africa.
Yes.
Then you've got Uganda, Malawi, Zimbabwe, and like Lesotho, Botswana, and all of that. But we've got a lot of countries that are strong in netball, but everything is about finances. Everything is about professionalism, resources. And if our players don't have their own professional league in their countries, and they're not scouted by the other international leagues, then our standards sort of it stagnates.
Yeah. And
So,
the dreams fall apart.
So, but Africa is, and we've got a different way of playing the game, which really, it keeps the other countries constantly wanting to play us. They want us check where are we, how far are they from us, how far are we from them. So they invite us quite a lot, to play. But really, we can be a force to be reckoned with if we can just get the proper systems in place to make this a way of living for our players.
You just came back from Australasia
Yeah.
and New Zealand.
Yeah.
How was it with your team?
Yeah.
I watched some of your games,
Yeah.
and then you are leading first quarter, second quarter, they lead third quarter,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. And I'll bite my nails to say that, hey, guys, go. But they eventually, you lose.
Yeah. No, people always ask, why would you want to play number one and number two? So in January this year, we played Jamaica and England. They number 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Now we played number 1 and 2. There is no way you're going to be the best if you don't play the best.
Don't play the best.
There is no way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we knew this is what we signed up for. We said we want to play the higher ranked
Win or
teams.
lose, we need to test
We need to know exactly where we stand.
Exactly.
And we got a rude awakening.
Yeah.
But now we are not confused. We're not.
Yes.
It's
not a shock.
We very much know now.
Yes.
The reality
What
of
we
our
have to do.
situation.
Yes, yeah.
Because what would normally happen is that coaches in previous years would play the lower ranked teams and then have a clean sheet, winning streak, and then they think it's all hunky dory. You get to a World Cup, you get to a Commonwealth, and you are
You're chasing shadows.
whoa.
Yeah.
Because you didn't prepare.
Yes. Yeah.
So now this has given us an opportunity to really report back to Netball South Africa to say, listen, this is the standard.
Yeah.
And there's certain things that are non-negotiables if we are going to be competitive against these guys. So rather lose now, but knowing what you're working towards, the bigger picture. So the buy-in from our team to know that we know that winning is a habit, but also losing can be a habit. But we know why we are losing and who are we losing to. It's giving us a good idea as to what work needs to still be put in.
And I see Spa is
yeah.
doing very well for the Proteas
Being
team
with
because
us.
without resources, it's difficult to achieve your milestones or to break that ceiling or to fulfill the dreams of these young kids, because they're quite a lot, especially in schools.
Definitely. I mean, our sponsors have been amazing. They've stood with us through thick and thin. Spa has been our longest standing sponsor. We've got Telkom, we've got Puma. Renault has come on board now as a vehicle sponsor. And Hollywood Bets, so many, but we need more corporates. We need to really be able to say we can push a professional league. Then that will help us in the sense of we don't have to have our players leaving half of the year, going to play overseas. They can stay in-house, and we can open up our league as well to say we can bring in some imports from other countries to strengthen the standard of our competition. But then we've got our hands on our players throughout the year. because now they leave and then they only come back like midway through the year after like in June, July. And then only then we can start working with them. So professionalizing for us would be key, and SPA has just been unbelievable through everything.
When netball started, they started moving fast, and also in the eyes of many people, on television and all that stuff. You could see some of the girls, because of the frustrations we are talking about, not having the resources, not having the opportunities, they'll immigrate to England and nationalize there, and then come back and play against you. How is it happening?
It's not
on your side.
No, it's not happening from our side. What's happening is they go and play like in England or Australia, depending which franchise like sort of buys them. But it's just for the league. From a national perspective, they don't play for any other country.
Oh, they don't run away.
They don't run away.
It's
happened before with Irene van Dijk and Floy, where Irene like played for South Africa, and then New Zealand saw her, and then they were like, oh my goodness, we want her. And then she went. So she's been staying there now forever. So if now she couldn't come back and play for us. I
remember very well.
Yeah.
That's why immediately, it rekindled my subconscious to say that there are players who, looking at the situation, feeling, uneasy about staying here, deciding to move and go to greener pastures so that they can play internationally and be part of these big leagues and leave us, behind. It's not rife, that one.
No, it's not rife.
It's not rife.
No, they just play for the league, but from a national perspective, they come back. So they get paid to play in those leagues, and it's like a professional setup, and then they come back and represent the country.
Let's talk about you imparting the skills now and the knowledge you have, the experience you have. Are you doing any coaching? Are you doing any mentoring? Anywhere?
Yeah. Before I actually retired, I had this idea and I gave it a name. It was called the Vision Girls. And I wrapped it around an area that it was my church, but we were at a school in one of the townships. And I had this idea that, I want to make sure that I might not get it right with a lot of the girls, but even if it's one child, that I can just make sure that she goes as far as she can possibly go. So I established that, and it's still something that keeps me awake at night because I really believe that it's what I'm supposed to be doing. But got a lot of or red tape or doors and no you can't, no you can't, no you can't. But in hindsight, it's something that I will have to still push to accomplish, even though now there's opportunity for me to run with it because at least I'll be able to get the support from the relevant people. So from a coaching perspective, I am available to mentor. I have had a lot of parents asking for me to mentor their kids, and I've got a different outlook on that. I work closely with Ulinda Odol as well from Hope for Kids.
Yes, Ulinda,
when she runs her, because she's doing a lot of the netball development. So to avail myself for any of her tournaments or clinics and stuff. And now I always say, this is home for me. This is where I was nurtured. This is where my foundation was laid. So for me, giving back to my community is priority.
Yeah.
And it's not about, because also it becomes a financial thing when you are going to demand people to pay
you
to get your services, So it's always, my approach has always been, speak to the people that have the finances, like from the Department of Sports side, to say, listen, let's run a clinic, bring the kids here. I'm here, you know. And I don't want, the thing is, what am I going to do with all that I have? You know, who am I going to impart that to? Who am I going to give that to if I'm not giving it to my own? You know, to the people that actually opened the doors for me to be where I am. So I'm available. Anybody, many people reach out, and I take their kids for one-on-ones, or there's clinics wherever I'm there. Like now, a lot of the schools in PE are asking me to come and assist for them with pre-season camps.
Yes.
Just to sort of, you know, lay the foundation for the season. It's easy.
Were you born for this?
Totally. There's no question about it. Totally. And it's not heavy. You know, I don't get back home and feel, what? I can spend the whole day on the netball court, and I come back revived. I don't feel like energy's been sapped out of me. Like that's what I want to do. And I'm blessed to be able to do what I love.
Yeah. You know, because some people, they walk the path you have walked, they get so tired and say that, no, I've had enough, you know, let me have my kind of way of sitting around and doing nothing, not impart that kind of student. I'm quite grateful to you to be a mentor to so many kids, and also to be shining light, to be inspiring, and also to be an epicenter of hope to these children, and also to our society, because there are very few people like you, you know. Talk lightly about your son. I believe he plays cricket and rugby, and he's playing it like no more. I'll put it in a different English.
Yeah, no, he's a special little boy he's not little anymore. Such
Before he goes to the bush, let's talk about him just
yes.
and hear you, you know, feeling proud, because those genes, what you have is genetic.
Yes.
So most probably it has gone to his veins also. Is another one coming up very soon.
Yeah, but also more also from the academic side.
Wow.
He's sharp. He's really, really sharp. And, you know, I said to him the other day, growing up at school, I had friends that were so smart. Like, they like 90s. Some of them can even get 100 from a maths exam and that kind of thing, like full marks. And I've always wondered, how do the parents of these kids feel, you know, when you have a kid that's just like that? And I'm getting to understand, you know, what it means to have Mdodana who he's focused, he loves his books, hardworking, very disciplined. And this is what I was speaking to when I said, Mama had a routine with him. And my other sister's children, you know, come back from school after sport, you sit down, shower, homework, you know, that kind of thing. And she instilled that love for books. Very smart from a book perspective, but also sport. Got it from, I think I'll even give his father's side of the family credit.
You say it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, I think the academic side, it's from them.
From that side.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
And cricket and rugby, he plays inside center.
Okay.
I'm at 12. And he actually he was inducted as he's going to be head boy for his school next year.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was very, very, very shocked. I was in Australia, and my sisters went down to the school in Grahamstown, and it was 3 a.m. I couldn't sleep because obviously the time difference.
Yeah.
And this is where this announcement was going to be made now. So they're not calling me. I'm thinking, oh gosh, maybe he didn't make it, you know. And then they phoned me and then they said, guess what? This boy is going to lead the school next year.
That
So
boy.
they call it head of school there.
Head of school,
Yeah.
yes.
So
Yeah.
I'm extremely proud of him.
Proud of you
Yeah,
too.
thank you.
Proud of you too, to have you here.
Thank
You
you.
know, and saying good things about yourself, your achievements and everything else. With that, we have here, it's a tradition.
For
You remember
someone to
this
say- Yeah?
ball? It's a
Yeah.
netball ball. It's not a
Yes.
soccer.
Yes.
Or basketball.
No.
You know, you can come around and then
Okay.
sign it. We call it the ball of fame. So you are the first to sign this ball of fame.
Where does it stay?
It stays with us here. Yeah. And then thereafter you can put it here and then we can.
I would like to be remembered as someone who was kind.